Cyborg is literally just me excited to hopefully get a job. Like, booyah is not, you idiot. I'm like, oh no, I'm fighting and now we're hugging and no, but we're fighting. First time I saw all of those people, I just burst into tears.
You're watching convention coverage.
And Fred Bug and all of that? Yeah, I just saw him. I like hugged him for 7 minutes straight. Oh my God.
So Doctor Who has been doing like series crossovers for like forever, but ever since around 2010 with Turtles Forever, other series have been doing it, and it's been picking up like wildfire, such as with Spider-Man and as well as Teen Titans. So there was a movie where the 2003 and the 2013 Teen Titans Go characters meet up and work together to solve the problem. What did you do to differentiate Cyborg from normal Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go? Because there are parts where they talk with each other.
Yeah.
And
well,
ideally they sound different.
Yeah, they sound different, but you know what? It's honestly, it's all me. My first voiceover audition in Los Angeles was Cyborg. So Cyborg is literally just me excited to hopefully get a job. That's literally the context of Cyborg. So when one Cyborg's talking to the other, it's kind of like, you know, me when I talk to you versus me when I talk to like, you know, my daughter. You know, it's like, hey, it's nice to meet you. Didn't I tell you not to do that? It's the same dude. It's just in a slightly different tone. You know, although if you start messing up too, I'm gonna talk to you that way too. You know, you got that look in your eye. You know, that you're gonna put your hand on the stove when I told you not to. It's hot and it's dangerous, and I'm just trying to help you, okay? Don't put your hand on the stove.
Got it.
All right.
Thanks.
Hi, I was just wondering if you were to start a Dungeons & Dragons campaign, what type of class you would be interested in playing?
Oh man, what kind of class? Well, you know, I played a cleric before, and I enjoyed that immensely. I'm starting to like, I've thought about this question a couple of times, and I'm starting to think that I maybe want to be some kind of tank. You know, I think I just want to be the big burly fella for a little while. You know, maybe it's because I've never been a big burly fellow. So I think I might want to go that way. You know, just you know, not even like a big sword, just a big club. You know. Just a big, huge piece of log that I just drag behind me. You know what I mean? Yeah. That seems. He seems like a slow but happy fellow. That's what I'm looking for.
Awesome, thank you.
You're very welcome. Do this.
So you played Shikasta with the Mighty Nine, obviously.
Yes.
And recently joined the Critical Role cast for the Legend of Vox Machina.
Yes.
And so I was wondering what it was like voicing in that show.
You know what? It's like. It's like going and playing ball with friends that are better than you, but you're good at maybe one certain thing. Like maybe if we were playing basketball and I'm not the best shooter and I'm not the best dribbler, but I can jump out of the gym, you know. So I just jump up in the air and just Sam just throws me the ball and I just dunk it. That's what it feels like. It feels like I just get to run up and down the court. They hand me the ball and I jump and I dunk it. That's how I feel. I mean, I never even. Normally I guess you would feel nervous about something like that. But I've known those guys for so long that it just felt like, and honestly, I had to remind myself that we were on live, you know? I kind of forget that there were people watching, you know? Yeah, it felt very organic, and I hope that everybody would feel that way when they're in a group of people playing Dungeons and Dragons, because that's really where you want to live, you know, in this because Dungeons and Dragons is all about a bunch of us crazy nerds getting together and doing something stupid, and but nobody gets judged because we're all green on the inside. You know what I mean?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Of all the iterations of Cyborg you've played, which one is your favorite?
You know what? The thing about that I love about Cyborg is that I, like I said, it's pretty much just me. So all of these iterations of Cyborg are just different sides of me. And the only I can't pick one that I like more because I like serious me, but I also like jovial, a little bit drunk me. You know, slightly high me, not too high because then the room starts spinning. And that reminds me of a time that I went to see Greg and we were supposed to go surfing and we never did. And the room is still spinning as far as I can tell. But Cyborg is so many times different sides of myself, and that's what I love about being able to play him, in so many different ways. It's funny. I can't think of a particular time that Cyborg was written and it didn't seem right. I feel like people have kind of taken that first TV show and extrapolated it, but they haven't gone off the path. It's always still feels like Cyborg. Even when he's as silly as he can possibly be in Teen Titans Go, it still feels like
It's still the dude.
yeah, it's still the dude from the one before, and I love that. Even we did Lego Cyborg and Cyborg in those Lego videos. He was always kind of the fanboy who couldn't believe that he was in the Justice League, which is how I would feel anyway, So it all just felt right, you know what I mean? He was like, I get to carry Batman's bag, you know what I mean? He was like, yeah, I gotta iron, Superman's Clark Kent disguise. I feel great. This is amazing. It's all good.
What is the most interesting or even the strangest thing that has happened to you, or just happened at all, while you're recording for one of your roles?
Oh, while I was recording for one of my roles, Greg Sipes, who plays plays Beast Boy in Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go and many other things, he was very warm in the booth one day, and he took off his pants, and they were red, white, and blue. He had on the Star Spangled Banner wrapped around his junk. It was, I would say it wasn't that surprising because it was Greg, but still, anybody in a workplace situation takes off their pants and there's the Star Spangled Banner, is gonna be surprising, So that would be my number one. Oh, that reminds me of you want to hear a really embarrassing story about Greg? Yeah, why don't we tell it? So we're doing Teen Titans Go, and I think it was like a first season, and everybody takes a break. Greg, goes to the bathroom. We're waiting for everybody to come back, and one of the writers goes to the bathroom, and then the writer comes back in. And he was like, I don't understand what I just saw. So when you go to the bathroom, like many of us, if you can look under the stall and you can see feet, and you know if somebody's in there or not. And if you don't see feet, then that's an empty stall probably. You don't necessarily knock. You just walk on in. This is how things are done. Well, so the writer goes into the stall, and Greg is crouched on the toilet with his feet up on the toilet, crouched like this, and his pants are hanging on the hook right over there. And Greg goes, "There's somebody in here." Because as you know, Greg is a very special human being, and he was like, this is the best. And he'd been telling me for years. He was like, Khary, don't just sit on the toilet. You have to crouch above the toilet. It's better for your digestion. It's better for your colon and everything. It's just gonna make you feel better. You have to do that. And I was like, all right, Greg, sure. yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But Greg was doing that, and so there were no feet, under there, and so they that started a special relationship between the two of those people. But there you go. There you go. If you're really concerned about your health and stuff, crouch on the toilet, but don't be surprised if somebody comes walking in. You might want to lock that door. Answer your question?
Yeah,
Okay,
that
great.
definitely did. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Awesome. You're welcome.
So on Teen Titans Go, what was your favorite episode that you voiced?
Ooh, my favorite episode of Teen Titans Go. That is so hard. You know what? I love that they let me play these weird, side characters. I loved the couch spirit because my brother had just sent me this YouTube video of a guy named Bootsy Collins, who is a bass player and a singer. And he talked like this, baby. He was just he was always like, you know what? We are just gonna enjoy life and enjoy it to the fullest, baby. And so I was obsessed with his voice for a while, which is why Shikasta from Critical Role sounds like Bootsy Collins, but also the couch spirit. They wanted me to do like a late night DJ kind of voice and be like, welcome to the dark side of the moon, and that kind of thing. And I was like, no, we do that all the time. Let's do Bootsy. Because they wanted a couch spirit that was teaching, Robin how to relax. And who better to teach him than Bootsy, baby? You just gotta sink into those couches and pull out all of the Cheetos and the leftover, change that's in that couch, baby. That's what you gotta do. So I love the side characters. I love the Tooth Fairy whenever the Tooth Fairy comes out, because she's very creepy. And I based that on, there was a TV show called Taxi, and Latka from Taxi, and he would end everything by saying, thank you very much. Hello, thank you very much. And so every line I would say thank you very much as the Tooth Fairy. But they were like, yeah, I don't know if the lawyers will let you do that, because then the makers of Taxi will, sue you or something. So instead, we changed it to ta-ta-ra-ta-ta. And so the Tooth Fairy was like, I take your tea, ta-ta-ra-ta-ta. In the middle of the night, I sneak into your room and I watch you and I take your tea, ta-ta-ra-ta-ta. And so I just love, like the ridiculously foolish ways we come up with ways to entertain ourselves and hopefully entertain everybody else.
So Teen Titans Go, in both the movie and the series, is a very silly, very funny little series. Mm-hmm. What I'm wondering is, what was the point during recording either the series or the movie that you just came across a line that made you laugh out loud trying to record it?
Oh man, honestly, it was what made me laugh is when we got to sing a song with Michael Bolton. That's because honestly we were trying to get Michael McDonald, who was like, hey, we wanted to get him to, but he was too serious for it. So Michael Bolton was like, I'll do it. And so we got Michael Bolton to do it, and every time, that just cracked me up that we were doing it. Also, you know what? I have to stop, because I'm sorry, if I was in the woods and you were about to kill me, I would just be like, go ahead and kill me. You're too adorable. You're the most adorable, like hockey mask, like predator I've ever seen. I can't handle it. Absolutely. I don't know if it's the shoes or the socks, but I'm very happy right now. Honestly, I think we would all get in line and just be like, take us down, dude. Take us down.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So your booyah line,
yeah.
Is that like a Cyborg specific thing, or do you ever use that just like daily? Do you just say booyah when, whatever?
Just blurt it out?
Yeah.
Just like, as just wake up in a cold sweat, booyah!
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that doesn't happen, but I do use it in my, normal life now, just because I've said it so much, it's a nice way to, accentuate the positive. But yeah, it was funny because we almost cut Booyah because I think there was some executive that got it mixed up with like yeah, and they were like, that's drugs. And I was like, Booyah is not drugs, you idiot. And so I literally had to fight with them on the very first first or second episode that we did of Teen Titans. Where I said Booyah for the first time, but there was a big fight about no, we can't have drugs in the show, and I was like, man, who are you, dude? Yeah. So it was almost like yakada yakada. I don't know what his catchphrase would have been, but I'm glad we stuck with Booyah.
Yeah, it's iconic. So
Absolutely.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
But do you have any tips and tricks for people who are trying to get into voice acting with an especially deep voice?
No, I would just say to not take no for an answer. You know, everybody wants to do this. It's the question I get asked more than anything is like, how do you get into this? And I was acting for. I've been wanting to act since I was a kid. I went to college for theater. I did weird experimental theater for all of my 20s. I didn't get my first voiceover job until I was 29, and so it was like you just cannot be deterred, because here's the thing, we all talk. We all talk and we all have fun together and we all do silly things together. And you think, hey, man, I could do that. I could do that. And there are incredibly talented people who do these things, but the greatest talent you can have is resiliency. The greatest talent you can have is knowing what you want and knowing what you feel a passion for deep inside your heart and not taking no for an answer. You know what I mean? Yeah. There was a time where I would do anything, and to perform, to get on stage, to do all of these things, and I would do them for free because it was my passion, right? And the thing is that the longer I've done them, yes, people pay me to do it, but that passion still remains, And so that's the thing that I would the best advice I would give you. It's not to, yes, find a good coach, if you can, but the best coach is experience, I think. Do theater wherever you can find theater. Do silly voices on a YouTube channel. Experiment. Don't be afraid to look foolish. Don't be afraid to sound different. Because there are so many people that have been in this business who have said, and people have told them, you know what, you're never going to work with that weird voice. And that weird voice is the reason they work and never stop working. The thing that makes you different is the thing that makes you stand out. It's the reason that we're all here at this anime convention, because we're all a little different. And we decided to say, you know what? Screw the normal shit. I don't need to dress like everybody else. I don't need to look like everybody else, because I have a passion for being this quirky, weird thing that's in me, right? Man, follow that, whatever that is. And and whether it's voiceover or carpentry or engineering or whatever that passion, whatever you find that passion is in you, that's the thing that's most important, because you'll stick with it, and you'll stick with it in a way that makes you smile every morning. You'll stick with it in a way that gives you juice every morning, and then 20, 30 years, and you're sitting up here and you got a little gray in your beard like I do. Well,
I can't tell. These contacts are really blinding me. So.
Well, trust me, I got gray in my beard, man.
I believe
but I don't feel the gray. I feel like it's the very first time, that I get to have a conversation with somebody like you, and tell you that no matter what it is that you stumble upon, that you're like, I love this. I had no idea, but I love this. And there's so many people who will be like, you know what? That's a weird, you can't hang your hat on that. You gotta find something more normal. Whenever you find that feeling, just follow that feeling. That's the best advice that I can give you, is to follow your passionate feeling. There is a woman that I do a show called The Walking Dead for the last 7 years. I have a wig, right, that they glued to my head. Mm-hmm. It's an amazing wig. It was made by a woman named Victoria Woods, who lives in Long Beach, California. She doesn't live in some big mansion. It's just this cute little house, and in the back of her house is a little shed-looking thing. And you drive to her house, and you walk in there, and it doesn't matter if it's me or Robert De Niro or Chris Pine, but you drive down to her place, and she makes your wig. She makes it like nobody else can do it. And here's the thing, there's only one of her. And I'm sure somebody was like, you know what, you can't make a living, being like a wig maker. You don't need to make a living for a bunch of other people. You just need to make it for you. She is the one and only Victoria Woods. And Robert De Niro drove down to Long Beach just like I did, because that's where she is and that's where you go, because she has a passion for what she does, and she does it better than anybody. Find your passion, man. Run.
Can do. And,
Go do.
Absolutely appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, I know you and Greg are really close, so I was wondering, how close are you guys to the Titans?
Oh my God, I'm so close. So close. Honestly, they're family now. You know what I mean? I got this job in 2020, 2000 and, I got to LA in 2001. I think it was like 2002 that we started that job. And and literally, because our families have expanded and everything, sometimes it's harder to get together, but I used to surf with Scott and Greg all the time. They're both incredibly athletic guys for guys who just do voiceover. They're like built like these little machines. And they helped teach me to surf. I had never surfed before I got to LA. But Hendon is my heart. Tara, sometimes I would stay at Tara's house when I needed it. You know what I mean? They all are like family, and at this point they always will be. We are. It's a crazy thing. I remember when we the first episode we did of Titans. I was walking with Tara. We were going to get either lunch or early dinner afterwards, and she was like, "Khary, I've been doing this a long time. This is different, And Tara had been doing it. Tara was like 28 or something when we started. She'd been doing voiceover since she was like 12 or 13, And so Tara Strong says that this is something special, then you listen. And it's been 20-something years later, and we're still barely hanging on. I'll take a water. You got another water?
I'll get you a water.
Let's get another water, because I'm going to keep talking. But we're so close. And working so tightly with people. Like I was just saying that Jason Spisak, who plays Kid Flash in Young Justice, and I hadn't seen him in 6 years, man. I just about burst into tears. I saw this dude just a few minutes ago. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, yes, we're very close, and we enjoy each other's company. Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
I guess I could have just said that.
I know you and the voice actor that played Beast Boy, you guys had this rivalry going on. You guys always played video games and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to know, was that part of the story, or were you guys just really good friends and thought that would be really good to put into the seasons?
That's a good question. I wonder, because I have to look back on it and see where Cyborg and Beast Boy's relationship became this kind of bestie thing, because. Because I'm like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? I'm not sure, honestly, because we started hanging out and having fun together, and I think it kind of kind of paralleled each other, you know, during that first TV series of Teen Titans. But yeah, that's so weird. You know, I gotta really look back and see when did like the bestie thing start, you know? Because it wasn't right at the beginning. I hadn't thought about that. I'm just gonna sit here and contemplate that. Everybody just chill out. Do you have something to read? Find something to read. Check your emails. Hey, you've unlocked something. I'm gonna think about this, man. Next time I come around, we'll talk about this again.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for you. I don't know, but because I feel like it was right up, you know, like both relationships were kind of cultivated at the same time, you know. So that's really interesting. I love it.
And I'm very surprised that when Beast Boy fell in love with Tara, that him and Cyborg they didn't really butt heads or anything like that. It was kind of weird. It's weird the fact that like you would assume like, oh, I'm not gonna listen to you because I like her, you know?
Yeah, nah, man. I mean, the thing is, Cyborg would slip off to hang out with Jinx every once in a while, so you know, he's got his, you know, villainous girlfriend, you know, that he hangs out with, you know, so it all evens out. It all evens out.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
What's it like voicing Cyborg in Injustice series as opposed to Teen Titans series?
Well, Injustice series, it's like if I hadn't gotten any sleep and I haven't eaten much, that's me. Injustice Cyborg is hungry and he's hangry and he's tired and he's probably a little sweaty. That's how I feel when I'm in Justice. Cyborg is, you know, me well-fed, in the tub, playing with my rubber ducky.
Okay.
There it is. Boom. Doing this, guys.
So in Teen Titans,
Yep.
as Cyborg, what was your favorite villain to fight in the Hive?
Ooh, my favorite villain to fight in the Hive? Oh, it's Jinx, man. That's my girl. You know what I mean? Because she's like, I'm like, oh no, I'm fighting, and now we're hugging, and no, but we're fighting. That's a good relationship. We should all work for the relationship that starts off in a fight, but ends in an embrace. Can you feel that? Oh man, that was some good stuff. I should write that down. I'm gonna put that in a pamphlet. Thank you for that.
What was your favorite episode to shoot in The Walking Dead?
My favorite episode to shoot is Weird. Okay, because it was the episode where they killed all of my people and Shiva died. That was my favorite episode because it was the most intense. It was the most gut wrenching. It was like, and they were pretty much like, okay, Khary, here's the show. Everybody else go home. You have to like carry this show for us. And it was at the end of that episode, I walk back into the kingdom, and you see the people that are left there, and it's just me and nobody else, and I have to tell them that all of their loved ones are gone, and I feel like I failed them. And it's funny because the first time we shot that me walking in, they shot it from behind. You just saw the back of my head, and it was a wide shot. But the first time I saw all of those people, I just burst into tears because it felt so real to me in that moment. And thankfully they didn't, shoot it from the front because if they got it, I'm sure they would have used it. But I mean, you don't want to see somebody cry like that. There's just snot in there. You don't want to see that. That's not good for TV. But it was heartfelt and it was real because so many of those actors I wasn't going to see anymore because we literally just mowed them all down. So it was really an incredibly emotional experience for me. And although it was intense and it was dark, I'll never forget that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have a favorite video game in mind or a console? Anything?
My favorite video game of all time, and I don't think it will ever be beat, is Portal 2.
Portal 2?
Portal 2.
Okay.
You go find that. I mean, you go get an Xbox 360 and you go buy an old copy of Portal 2. It is so good. It will. I mean, it's so funny, but it's elaborate puzzles. But the thing is, and it's funny that you talk about your brother because the thing is that I played it with my son before he could even do anything. He would just sit in my lap and I would play, and then he would sit next to me and watch me while I play. And then he got old enough where there's a co-op where you're these two robots, Peabody and Atlas. And I almost got T-shirts that said, "I'm his Atlas, he's my Peabody." You know what I mean? And the cool thing is that he started playing when he was like 3 or 4 and could barely play, and then we still play that game, finishing that game for years because as he got better at video games, we got to do more intricate puzzles to solve. And so because of that connection with my son and just because it's a game. I mean, it's honestly still to this day. Graphics may get better. I don't know if you can ever top that game for me. Portal 2.
Definitely, that's what's up.
I will preach it from the mountaintop.
Give it up for Khary Payton, everybody.